My baby looking too good, yeah, she perfect. No, she worth it. When she pull up, all them man, them flirting. And yeah, she know that she a dime. Call up on my line. Told her, baby, bring it one time. Just sit down and relax.
Yo, what's really good though? It's your girl Yezzir. You are locked into another banging episode of Hey Sis UK, the one and only. Any others? Fake. Before we go any further, guys, I know last week I have been recovering from a cold. But your girl was back because I had to talk up the things. Well, I said I had to talk up the things. People were like, so what? Like, hey sis, you're not going to give your take on it. Trust and believe I'm going to give my take on the things that matter. Before we go any further, are you subscribed to Hey Sis UK on Instagram? Hey Sis _UK. Are you following your girl on TikTok? Yezzi.Yezzir. And are you subscribed to where you're watching right now? That is YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and we get super thanks right now. So if you like what we're doing, if you rate our thing, if you want to support us, the best way to do it while you're watching on YouTube is to give us a super thanks. And this is me saying thank you to you. Thanks. We are also available on Spotify. So if you want to listen early in the morning, you want to do a cheeky listen at the desk, or you're doing a workout and you just want the realest, your sis, in your ear, then you know what to do. Hey Sis UK on Spotify. Guys, some exciting things are happening, but I can't say anything just yet. But just know it's going to be a visual you're going to be proud of. I'll say that. So, the people said, when are you going to talk on it? And obviously I'm going to talk on it. All hell broke loose on the 20th of January. When our very well-known rappers, we're talking big superstars, they're a duo that make the group that is Krept Konan, went on Instagram to say this, and I'm going to read it verbatim. Okay? Let's talk about it. Have you got your Hey Sis cup mug ready? Oh, because we are sipping today, sis. We are sipping. They went on Instagram on the 20th of January to make this very announcement. We are opening our very own supermarket, introducing Saveways supermarket, opening February 1st, 12 p.m, 102 Beddington Lane, Croydon, CR04YX. We have been keeping this a secret for so long. Happy to announce our partnership with our brothers, Kesor Ali. We have created a groundbreaking, large-scale, 15,000 square foot, 2-floor, diverse and inclusive world food supermarket, offering a unique shopping experience tailored to meet the diverse needs of the local community. We're talking fresh halal meat and butchers, fresh frozen exotic fish, fresh bakery section, fruit and veg, wholesale, whole world foods, top brand household essentials, hair and beauty products, on-site parking, a prayer room, plus more. See, now, this very store is something that if I went on as an average consumer, I looked at it and I went, rah, the brothers did it again. Good on them. And I'm a business owner. So I'm not even in my business brain when I'm looking at a post like this. I'm literally on Instagram. I'm not doing any type of promo. I'm scrolling through. I'm thinking, good on them. However, just like the black community is known to be, nitpicking at things when it doesn't make sense. One individual decided to take it upon themselves to go, hey guys, do you know that they're not the owners of this business? A while back, couple 100 years ago, they said that if you want to hide something from black people, put it in a book, because they're definitely not going to read in depth. My thing that I want to talk about in this episode, and the title of this episode is Mind Your Business, because sometimes minding your business will help you from looking stupid online. However, we got another case of someone looking silly trying to debunk someone's success. So that is what I'm going to try and take my time and go through and try to understand the mind of someone that sees good news and goes, nah, I don't believe it. Because that's what you're doing. If you see someone announce a success, a venture, a business venture in this case, and you go, nah, it can't be what it seems to be. It's weird to me. It's very weird that you're not satisfied with the information given to you about someone else's success, that they haven't forced you to look into, but merely just announced it. So if you were to go on Companies House, you quickly put in the business name and you just looked for the directors and you see maybe 1, 2, 3, whatever, and you don't see any of Krept Konan's government name and you go, this isn't a black business, how dare you? That's where you look foolish. Because if you looked into more of the paperwork and you looked at the shares of the company, you would see that they are investors, meaning they are owners to some degree because they are investors. Cool. There has been some kind of running joke that I've seen people say about, oh, you know, they only own 4% collectively. They both, well, each of them owns 2%. See, now, if you had done your research, sometimes it's good to be quiet, because I'm impressed that the brothers decided to look at the market, look at different industries, and they say, we want to go back into the food industry. If you remember, not that long ago, they opened up a restaurant. When I tell you the marketing, the run-up for this one was top tier. It was called Krept Konan. Great play on words when it comes to their names and the fact that it was a dessert restaurant, like a dessert parlor restaurant. Cool. Predominantly desserts type of food. If we look at the scoreboard, if we look at it on the surface of things for what it is, people would deem it to not be a successful business venture. Cool. We live and we learn. In life, you're not always going to win, but sometimes the L's are lessons, not losses. Cool. They didn't let that set them back. They decided, okay, we're going to go into this food thing, but we're going to do it in a way now that we have knowledge that we've earned along the way. And I remember the first thing people were doing with Krept Konan is, oh, this isn't good, that's not great. And they were taking pictures and they were documenting it and they were putting it online. Oh, one thing about us is that we love to have an online presence, but it's always when it doesn't count. There are thousands of black businesses out there. Do we give them the same energy when we get a good service? No. But when we don't get a good service, we're all there ready to rip them apart. Now, it's no secret, I have given my opinion when I've been dissatisfied with a business, but I've also given my opinion when I've been satisfied with a business. I've gone as far as myself as an individual to give a good Google review, 5 stars, pictures, a whole paragraph on how good of a service I've received. I'm very fair across the board. So when people are making a running joke about, oh, you do know that Krept Konan only own 4% collectively of a business. This Saveways wholesale supermarket, Krept Konan only own 4% of this business. You do realize that the supermarket business makes over £220 million yearly. So I don't know about you, but 4% of that sounds really good. I don't know about you, but I think it's good to know when to keep your mouth closed about things you don't understand. Instead of people to take notes and be like, oh, you know what? Not only do I admire this business move from these two individual black men coming from South London, that statistics are to say that they are supposed to go into prison knowing the background that they have. But instead, they've been able to become successful in music. They've been able to become successful entrepreneurs, as in business owners and investors, more than once over. But then you go out your way to go and question what they've done. I don't know about you, but it sounds like jealousy. And the reason why I get upset with the UK and why we've now gained this narrative of being UK having bad vibes is because it's true. Because every time someone does something good, people are there with pitchforks waiting to disprove whatever you've done. Something that upset me is I saw from an interview, Thoughts in the Cully, shout to Posty. I saw Konan say that man's getting PTSD now from these type of things when they're announcing their good news, because you don't know the kind of backlash you're going to get. Do you know how sad it is, for someone to be black, try to make an effort to be in the community, give back to the community, but to some degree be scared of what the community has waiting for them when they want to express the good things in their life. That's why you have people say, oh, you know, you got evil eye and winch minds and bad belly people. We should not feel this way with our brothers and sisters. But we have been pushed to a point where we don't even feel comfortable telling people, yo, I got a new business. I got a baby on the way. I've bought a new house. I got a new car. I just got a new job, or I'm about to go for an interview for a new job, because we're so scared, because we're part of a community where we know deep down no one's happy for you. It's sad. And it breaks my heart because, especially in the UK, we don't get a lot. You might think we have a lot, but let me tell you something. When you've lived life enough and you've seen enough when it comes to black wealth, we ain't even scratching the surface. And if you continue to push people away, they're going to take their resources, they're going to take their knowledge, and they're going to go where they're celebrated. If Krept Konan wake up today and go, oh, you know what? I get so much hate while I'm here. I'm going to go over to America, or I'm going to go over to another European country, or I'm going to go over to here because that's where I get love. And then people are going to go, oh, you know, our glass ceiling seems to be getting lower and lower. Well, maybe it wouldn't get so low if you'd stop being so jealous. And that's what it is. You can't tell me you see someone do something positive, yeah? With every business that's being opened, and this is to the people that clearly have never owned a business, nor have they maintained a business, nor have they ever invested in a business, yeah? For every business that's opened, not only are you saying, oh, you're a customer and I'd love for you to, you know, pander, you know, tender my business, come over, spend your money here. You're also saying that I'm creating jobs within this community. Look at how these guys move. It's not a mistake. It's not by chance. They're very calculated. Krept Konan, the restaurant they opened, it was in Croydon. Saveways, a supermarket in Croydon. They're creating and hiring people that look like you and me. They're making sure that we have money not only circulated in our community, but we benefit in our community. Dare I say, they're creating an ecosystem that is catered for black people. Another thing that people said that they were upset about is that, oh, you know, the reason why we're upset, which I don't know what you're upset about. I think it's ridiculous to be upset about another man's success. But there you go, the UK's bad vibes. People are like, you know, when you look at it, the wording was misleading. I don't know what was misleading. They said that they are opening up a business. They're a part of the business. They said that they're partnering up with someone else. Don't forget to subscribe to Hey Sis UK so you never miss out on an episode. The thing that annoys me about this whole Krept Konan uproar is that people are like, you know, it's the fact that they were misleading with their wording. I don't know what was misleading about the fact that they said that we're opening up a business. They've used the word our because they're involved in the business as investors. They went on further to say we've partnered up with this person. They did not hide the person. They're all standing there. You can put a name to the face, the identity. It's very evident that it's a black and brown ownership to some degree. And people are like, you know, we just feel misled. But you're still going to go to Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Co-op, Lidl, Aldi, and you're still going to spend your money. And the security guard is still going to follow you around the shop. And you're going to know it. And you're still going to put your money there. Someone said, okay, we're advertising this as a one-stop shop. So you don't have to go and get your plantain from who I know isn't black. You got plantain, the person wasn't black. You got your chicken, the person wasn't black. You got your milk from another shop, it wasn't black. But two black men, statistically, we and the whole country would say, oh, they're not supposed to be this successful and have the things that they've been able to gather in their lives, doing what they're doing, creating jobs, being an inspiration to young black men, when we know what's going on in the community right now when it comes to knife crime. Hey, I see you watching. I see you listening, but you are not liking. You're not leaving a comment, and I know you haven't subscribed. Don't worry. I'm going to give you time, man. And make sure you get yourself a Hey Sis mug. Link down below. Until then, let's get back to the episode. I don't understand why you're so upset. Because we have seen major supermarkets, from your Tesco's, your Sainsbury's, to your Asda's, get celebrities in this country, from reality shows, from TV platforms that don't book us, write them a check to endorse a supermarket. Now we have Krept Konan that are investors in a supermarket. You've got the director of the company probably hire someone from a PR, marketing or branding standpoint, and that person's come up with the idea of, considering we've got two mega superstars who social media wise have over 1 million followers, why don't we just announce it on social media? What better way to drive traffic and, dare I say, market our business than to do that? But people are going to say they were misled. But you still go to different supermarkets all the time. You get degraded. Before you even exit the supermarket, they're asking to see a receipt of your items of clothing and what you've bought when it comes to food and produce. You're getting followed around. You're going to the self-checkout and they're telling you, can we recount everything that you've scanned? But you've got a problem with someone marketing their business. I don't know what to say about this country sometimes. I don't know what to say about our community. In life, it's good to read, but even if you didn't go to company's house to check on the company, which I don't know why you would do that, they didn't put a gun to your head. They didn't say it's by force to shop at their shop, you know. They just said, hey, we've opened up a shop. If you want to come on down, come on down. I'm not local to the Croydon area, but if I ever see myself in the Croydon area or local to it and I need something, yeah, I'm going to stop by Saveways. Why not? If they got what I need, why not? I'm going to stop by Tesco Express. I'm going to stop by Sainsbury's. I'm going to stop by M&S. I don't see what the uproar is all about. It's sad, man. It's sad when I have to hear Konan say, man's getting PTSD when it comes to this announcement thing because you don't know the backlash you're going to get. This is our community. These are young men in our community making an effort to be something that the wider society would want them to be, which is a negative impact on the community. I know how many cases of young lives being lost that we've seen in the news alone that goes to the news, and the ones that we know don't make it to the news. Yeah. So when we see something positive, let's chill out. And if you know someone that has a habit, whether it's a friend, family, or partner, whenever they see good news, they always want to be like, nah, it can't be. I wonder how they got that. Ask them, why is it that you feel the need to debunk someone's success all the time? You're debunking the success. You're trying to find holes in it. Why? Is it jealousy? Is something that you lack within yourself? Mate, if you want to open up your own business, go and ask someone questions. Go and do your research. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But you can't sit and be so disgruntled with your own life that you feel like, let me spread the negativity. Because when we look at it, you are an employee. When employers are talking and customers are talking, why are you talking? Because a customer has money to give. An employer has a job to offer for you to earn a wage, a salary. We have seen two individuals now not only say, customers, you're welcome, but hey, we've got jobs to offer in a time where people are finding it hard to be employed, in a time where we're going through an expensive cost of living. You've got a problem with that. It's weird. That's why I named this episode When to Know to Mind Your Business. Because in life, yeah, when you know when to mind your business, you know when to keep your mouth shut. Because a lot of people love to talk about things they are not experts in. You do not have the skill set, you do not have the experience, but here you are on the internet talking because you feel like you have the privilege of expression. Just because you have the privilege, and I'm going to call it a privilege because not every country has access to social media on a wide access that we're looking at right now. You have the privilege of expression every day. But you use that privilege to be negative. And not only are you negative, you're negative within your own community. We've got some people that are very strong on circulating money within the black community. If you know me, you know I'm up for that. But let's be so for real. As much as you have the intention to circulate money within the black community, meaning going to black businesses, sometimes you spend that money in places that are convenient. So you're not always going to be able to spend money within a black community unless you just so happen to live in a black town, as in pharmacy, shop, school, everything is 100% black owned. It's very hard to do that. You're telling people who we know, Krept Konan have an album they're yet to drop. It's coming out. They're doing the rollout as we speak. Bringing out music is not a joke. These men are already owners and investors of a business, Nala's baby. These men yearly bring out a reality show called the Rap Game UK. Successful. Now you're saying that you want them to get up and be a front-facing owner for another business. Krept alone has a whole child that he sees as often as possible. But you're telling him, why aren't you front-facing in another business? Are you okay? First and foremost, you go to your local boss man. Do you see boss man standing there alone? It's not a one-man band. On average, you're seeing 2, 3 at a time in one corner shop. We go above boss man. You got your local co-op. Next time you go into co-op, count how many members of staff are on the staff floor. We're not even going to talk about behind. We go up again to your average supermarket. We're not going to your Tesco extras, yeah? Average supermarket. Then you got your wholesalers, and you're questioning why they're not front facing. What do you want these men to be? Behind the till going, have you brought your loyalty card today? They were smart to be investors this time round. It's smart. They don't have to do all the legwork. But what they did to leverage their impact, the years they've put into honing their craft as musicians, is, let's use this from a marketing standpoint. The fact that we're quite, well known. And because of that, bam, people came for them. God. I don't know, man. It's sad when people aren't content with the lane they're in. It's very good to know your lane, and it's even better to stick to your lane so you don't end up looking silly. If you know you are skilled with what you do and you are a great contributor to someone else's business, you do that, you be content, live a happy life. If you know you're a great manager, great leader, and you know what, you think I can own a business, go ahead and do that. If you know that you're someone that you're great with putting your money into somewhere and you know how to collaborate with people and you got a good eye for business, be an investor. I think this is a teachable moment because with all the uproar, it came in stages. So and it came with a lot of regurgitating, and I hate when people regurgitate information because you can tell there's no understanding. You know, when you're in school and the teacher says, does anyone know the answers to this? And you've gone and done a quick calculation and the teacher knows when you're bluffing because you know what they do. They go, okay, great. Right answer. You're going, yes. And then the teacher goes, can you explain to the class how you got to your answer? And you start shaking because you know you don't understand. You don't know the formula. You don't know the percentage. You don't know the equation to get to that answer. And the teacher tries to instill in you that in life, it's not about knowing the answer. Not just that, but you need to know how you got there. Krept Konan is not their first rodeo. They have been business owners before, as in the business front facing. They have been investors. They know what it is to do business dealings when it comes to contractual stuff, when it comes to music. But you that has to go and ask someone, can I get time off because you get 28 days holiday? You that has a lunch hour. You that has to clock into work. Come home or you go on your phone and you feel like you're going to give your opinion about business when you have no business experience, you have no business acumen. Mate, you either want to spend your money or you don't. But you don't have the knowledge and you're talking. So what I say to the naysayers is I want to say this takeaway. Try and form the exercise and the habit of understanding something before you speak. Also, if you are interested in something, ask questions. Don't have any shame. Don't let ego get in the way of you. And definitely don't let jealousy plague your mind when it comes to why people are able to do these things. Why are people a success? It's hard work, it's experiences, it's wins, it's losses. It's a combination of them, all of those things. I got to a point in my life that I don't question people, but I am very comfortable that if I'm interested in something, I'd love to have a discussion. I love to have a meeting of the minds because I want to grow. Even if I'm not even going to venture into something, from a business standpoint, it's great to have an understanding of different markets. As soon as I saw them announcing that they were going into food, from a supermarket standpoint, wholesalers, I said, yeah, smart guys, they know what they're doing. But then when people said, oh, they're not the directors, they're not the owners, oh, they're investors, but they're only 4% collectively because it's 2% each. Okay. And I'm going to say this again. The supermarket business in the UK alone makes £220 million a year. You're sat there after begging your manager for 1 day out of your 28 days allowance. You're concerned about these two guys that own 4% collectively of a business that's making millions a year. That's the industry they're in. I don't know about you, but the projection of a 4% ownership in an industry that's already making millions sounds great to me. So before you go and judge someone, take a look at yourself. Take time and assess where you are in life. Take time and upskilling yourself for the position you're in before you go on the internet to try and start a smear campaign for a business that hasn't even opened up yet. 1st of February, no? Croydon. I say let the guys open up their shop. Let the guys run it. Let them enjoy it. Let them have the experience. Let it grow. Let it be a franchise. And before you go, because you know, I'm all about knowledge. I'm all about growing. When we're talking about investors, let's even break down the type of investors you get in a business. So you don't end up fastening up yourself on the internet. I'll say that. So cool. Obviously, we know Krept Konan to be investors in this business. Okay, we don't know the absolute degree of involvement in regards to, let's just say, decision making, but they're investors. The brothers are going to break off something. So when we talk about black owned, if you want to be exclusively 100% black owned, then you might as well throw away half of the hair products that you've got in your cupboard, sis. But some percentage of black ownership that would go on to be black generational wealth sounds good to me. So let's break down the different types of roles in scaling a business. So you've got your angel investors. These are high net worth individuals who invest their personal money in startups, often mentorship along the way with funding. So that's why sometimes you get people going on Dragon's Den and they might have two people wanting to invest in them, but they'll say, oh, I'm going to go for James because James has experience in the industry I'm in. So I prefer not only his money, but his mentorship based on the experience he has. You got venture capitalists, professional investors or firms that invest in high growth businesses, usually in exchange for equity. We're talking proper ownership there. You've got crowdfunding investors. Now, this is what's really common, as in you could be one too. These are everyday people who contribute small amounts through platforms like Kickstarter or GoFundMe in return for rewards, equity, or products. Okay, so they might chip in for a high street shop being able to lease its first year. Within a community, you could raise 50,000, maybe even 100,000. It depends on what everybody's contributing bit by bit. You might want to get football kit for a local football team. You get the gist. You got your private equity investors. These are firms or individuals who invest in established businesses looking to expand or restructure. So expansion could be your franchises. We're going to take it to the hood. You might see your Morley's chicken and chip shop. Yeah, there's someone that oversees everything, but every branch of Morley's isn't run by the same person. Hence why you might find service differs. Maybe the food and the way in which it's cooked might differ, which really shouldn't be the way. But someone might say, okay, you know what? I want to own a Morley's. It's really easy. The brand's already established. I don't want to do all the rigmarole of having to, you know, get the people's trust for my brand name. Let me just buy into a Morley's. So they'll say, okay, if you want to have a Morley's to be a franchise owner, 100,000. You get the logo, you get the startup, you know, the suppliers that you need to get from every week. That's it. So imagine someone going on Company's House saying, oh yeah, you know, you might say you own Morley's, but I've gone on Company's House and your name's not there. Behave. Okay, next up we have your friends and family. Good old school friends and family. That is a common starting point for many entrepreneurs. Those closest to you believe in your vision. So you might have a good uncle that gives you £5,000, £10,000 to start up your business, and you end up being, I don't know, the next hit street clothing wear brand. It all starts from somewhere. And last but not least, you have your corporate investors. These are established companies that invest in startups as part of their growth strategy. Hello, did someone say Amazon? Amazon is known to invest in people that list on their very website. I mean, there have been some cases going on, but overall, it's a big business investing in another business that has faith. You might see a Microsoft invest in another software tech company that they believe is going to have some legs one day. They got to have an eye for these things. The reason why I wanted to just go over that quickly is because we really need to start reading as a community. We really need to have a positive mindset when it comes to business. Mind you, we are the group that is afraid to come together because we don't trust one another. Cool. We're already failing in that part. Then when we see our fellow brothers and sisters starting up a business, we're the first ones to go, nah, can't be as good as it seems. Where can we win? You either grow or you cease to evolve. So I hope that after listening to this, you choose to evolve. And your involvement in evolving could be as a business owner. It could be contributing to making a great business, or it could be just a customer that's pandering a business, something to some degree. But there's no point, and it's such a waste of existing when you just go out of your way with your only intention is to break people down. So for me, I want to say shout out to the brothers Krept and Konan. I wish you all the success in the world, man. I love to see the journey. Keep going from strength to strength and block out the naysayers. I feel like you guys don't even have to explain yourselves. And if you do your explanation and go about your business, man. To anybody listening, if you found yourself contributing to making any jokes, contributing to the negativity in any degree, mate, I hope you have a happy life at some point, because hating ain't going to bring you any joy in your life. Maybe if you focus on upskilling yourself in the position you are in your life, you'll be able to go online and be happy to see other people's successes. It won't make you depressed or make you think, where am I in my life? And then your knee-jerk reaction is to doubt somebody. But hey, before you go anywhere, make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Make sure you are listening over on Spotify. Make sure you're following on TikTok, on Instagram. You know the fam is over on Instagram, HeySis_UK. You've been listening or watching to another banging episode. Make sure you stay blessed. Bye.
She move like a queen and I like what I see and I wanna get more of that.
I undress and he blows success. Lay down as you decompress. Come mine and forget the stress. Got the 9 to 5 cause he tryna change his life. He can't help it but to show his bad side. So you call me Yezzi when he want that good ride. Follow my stride, you know you want a good time. Pick any card, I know it won't decline. He know how to please me, never tease me. Keep me in Givenchy, laced in Gucci. Quick, take the keys and drive to Chelsea.